I never. If you'd have asked me, when I worked there, or even when I first started and transferred over to the Air Marshals, if I would write a book, I would have laughed in your face.
Yeah.
And even if you were a friend and said, hey,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And my wife would never go for it, is what I would have also said.
Yeah.
And through the years, people who wrote books about it have contacted me and asked me for information. I refused. I refused everybody. I refused different interviews. I considered one time when I first left the Air Marshals, but I was uncomfortable with. I felt like I was being tested,
being like set up almost.
Sort of,
yeah,
sort of, and it turned out later on that wasn't true, but.
Still, no.
I'm very suspicious.
I was saying, you got to go with your gut.
Dude, I am so. Yeah. Listen, when I went past your house, I went past.
Oh, really?
I looked around. I went down to the end of the street. I was a little early. I went down the end of the street. I saw a Metropolitan car, so I backed into that dead end. And then this woman walked by with a dog, and I could see her. She looked twice at me.
Yeah.
So I got out of the car. I stood next to my truck. I said hi to her because she was like, "Who's this dude?"
Who's this? Yeah,
because
because everyone kind of knows.
Locked up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So anyway,
holy shit.
So
you're fucking scoping me out. Make sure not
right.
Like Hillary doesn't pop out of my cabinet.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm just kidding.
But you
never know.
We joke.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Sure.
So so I never thought I would do this,
wow.
but. I left in 2003. I transferred to the Air Marshals, and I started seeing things differently. I equate this to I wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid anymore. I wasn't, and listen, when I was in the Secret Service, I mean, they're unhappy with me now. They don't want anybody writing books about them.
Of course not. Who doesn't? Why would
right.
they want
there was no confidentiality agreement at the time. And
really?
I'm not letting. Yeah, there was not.
Holy shit.
There was later on, and then the day after my book came out, they had to sign another one. Yeah. They actually stopped people from retiring
if they didn't sign it.
I got more FUs burned than
from that.
From guys, they were losing their minds. I'm
wow.
like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but listen, my freedom of speech is no different than anybody else's.
Of course.
So, I mean, are there things that aren't in that book? I guarantee you there are.
Yeah.
There's nothing classified. I was very careful, and I'm not trying to listen. I can probably think of 20 people on the Clinton staff that at the time, if they were on fire, I wouldn't have urinated on them.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
and I say that.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Of course, you're joking.
They were jackasses. They were arrogant. I cannot to this day. If I'm flipping through the channels and I see George Stephanopoulos' puss on TV, I say something derogatory about him. Now, George, the man that's married to his wife, that's a father, is probably a decent guy. But the political pundit that he really is, he's not a newscaster.
Yeah, no.
And guys, people your age probably think he is. He's not.
Yeah,
I'm
familiar with him. Yeah, with his story.
He's an operative, but he's a smart dude.
Yeah,
Listen,
he's very smart. Yeah,
I will say this. I always said this about Stephanopoulos, Paul Begala, Rahm Emanuel, and James Carvell. If they were heart surgeons or if they were cancer surgeons, there'd be no cancer.
Wow.
They'd have cured it.
Yeah.
I mean, they were good at what they did. They took this draft-dodging, skirt-chasing knucklehead from Arkansas
and made
this dude president for 8 years. And people today still worship him.